Hey guys, just made a video, just wanted to run you through some of the workouts for the Festive Throwdown tomorrow. Obviously we'll still do a brief at 7:30 tomorrow morning. However, if there's anything you're not too sure about, feel free to ask any questions or put it in the comments below. It should give you a bit more time to process information and hopefully think of a bit of a strategy with your team, all right? Starting with, for workout one, we're gonna have 12 minutes to establish a max for the complex. So the way this works then is you have 2 bars for your team, okay? You can load them however you want. You can have the 2 stronger athletes on one bar and 2 weaker athletes on one bar, or you can have 3 on one on the other. The only rule really being for that is you've got to have one person lifting at a time. You can't have both bars being lifted at the same time, and you can't be loading bars while you're lifting, okay? So the way we'll have it laid out, like say you have 2 bars, you have all your plates, and it basically just means the plates will have to be out of the way for you to be able to lift, and everyone basically in a position of safety. And then once that bar is down on the floor, then obviously then you can have the next bar going on, and so on and so forth. Okay, it will be the complex itself will be 3 front squats into 1 jerk or shoulder to overhead. So you can squat clean the first rep, okay, and that can count as your first front squat. Alternatively, you can power clean it up, set at the top, then perform your 3 front squats. And then on the 3rd rep with the bar, obviously be on your shoulders, you're then going to go into that shoulders over. This could be any variation as well. This could be like a strict press, push jerk, split jerk, anything where you're basically going to finish with full extension at the top and a down signal from the judge, right? So the judge will literally give you a thumbs up when the rep is complete, and you should have that successful set then. So that pretty much covers that. Obviously, movement standards. You have got a lot of it squatting today on this competition. So the standard we like to see, and you've probably heard me mention this in class, is we want to see the crease of the hip below the top of the knee. Okay, so it basically means, like I said, not just for this workout, but anything coming up, is if I squat all the way down, you should be able to see the crease of my hip below the top of my knee. That's what we call below parallel. That's how we would classify a squat. So if the hip crease is not below the top of your knee, it is not a squat, it's not a rep, so you have to go deeper for it to count, okay? So just be aware of that, make sure you're nice and warm your ankles and hips up before you do any sort of squatting workouts, okay? From there is a 1-minute transition. So you have 1 minute, and then we'll transition straight into workout 2, which will be the AMRAP, okay? The AMRAP's gonna be, it's gonna be 10 minutes. And the way this works then is you're gonna have basically 2 athletes going at the same time, they're not synchronized, they'll both be doing a minute, 60 seconds of max effort, okay? So the way it works then, you'll have 1 bar, in this case, the male bars will be a 50 kilo bar and a 30 kilo bar, and in the ladies' case, they will have both bars of a 35 kilo bar and a 25 kilo bar, all right? So you can pick whichever athlete goes on which bar, but obviously you have 2 on the heavier bar and you've got 2 on the lighter bar, so you can decide how you want to split that up. The way it works then is obviously the heavier bar and the lighter bar will then start at the same time, 2 athletes doing max ground to overheads. This can be in the form of a clean and jerk, clean and press. This can be like a snatch, as long as we're going from the plates touching the floor to full extension at the top, same as that of the jerk, okay? Once they've done 30 seconds of as many reps as they can, they will then jump down, the bar will go on the floor, okay? If you haven't got anything more than 10s on, you have to place the bar down. You cannot drop a bar with anything less than 10s on because you'll damage it and you'll get no reps. So when they're down the floor, it's a burpee over bar. So this is going to be laterally facing, or you can face if there's room for it, but generally will be sideways on. And it's going to be chest and thighs to the floor. When you go over the bar, you'll have 2 options. You can either jump it, we're looking for a 2-footer takeoff, okay? Or you can step it, but you cannot do a mixture of both, all right? You have to basically do one or the other. So you can't hop or skip, or like kind of do anything like that. The idea is that 1 foot is on the ground if you're stepping, and obviously the other foot is on the ground. Or if you are jumping, it is a 2-foot takeoff. So just make sure, obviously, if you've got weaker athletes who can't jump, stepping is fine, but it will remain a step, it won't be a jump, okay? Obviously there's 5 total rounds of that. So between you and the other athlete you're doing it with, you'll do 60 seconds on. Once the 60 seconds is up, the next 2 athletes will go, and again, you'll have the heavier bar and the lighter bar going at the same time. Once 60 seconds is up, the next team will go, and so on. These sub-teams repping out. So you've done 5 total rounds each, 10 minutes of work, and your score will be your total reps complete. So obviously that's all your ground to overheads, all your burpees, everything all added together, all right? And then from there, we'll go, then you have a little bit of rest before the next workout 3. So again, this is more about communication and tactics. So obviously working to your strengths and weaknesses. So you have out of your 4 athletes, there'll always be, it's 15-minute AMRAP, out of the 4 athletes, there'll always be someone on the row, okay? So it doesn't matter who it is, you can swap in and out as much as you want, but the row calories will be scored at the end of the workout. So you don't neglect it, by all means, because it is in itself its own individual scoring for this. But your goal is to score as many calories as you can. So 1 athlete on that rower, swapping in and out as many times as you want, okay? While that's going on, the other 3 athletes will be working through the AMRAP, okay? And this is the format of 1 person working and 2 people resting. So you got box jump overs, you got dumbbell thrusters, you got toes to bar, and you got dumbbell lunges, okay? Like I said, it doesn't mean out of your stronger, weaker athletes that you all need to be able to do everything, okay? The idea is that you, again, stronger athletes can do some of the stuff you can't do, and you can do more of the stuff, but obviously that they're too tired from doing the harder stuff, all right? So with the box jump overs, you can step it. What I'm looking for is just 2 feet on top of the box. So if you want to jump, that's fine. If you want to step, that's fine. But 2 feet must be on the box at the top before you transition over the top. All right. You don't need to extend. You can stay nice and low, kind of like a crab walk over the top. 30 of them, and you can do obviously 24-inch for guys, 20-inch for girls. Dumbbell thrusters. Okay. So obviously on the shoulders, it's not too heavy in terms of workout weight, so you should be able to rep through this AMRAP pretty quick. Squatting all the way down, same as we did with workout 1. I want to see you crease your hip below the top of your knee, and at the top we're looking for full extension, same as that of the jerks and the ground to overheads. Once you've done your dumbbell thrusters, then it will be for the guys, you're going to do toes to bar, and ladies are going to do toes to rings, okay? So as the standard is, obviously it's competition, so guys, for it to count, your toes must touch the bar, and ladies, same thing, your toes must touch the rings, okay? And again, split that however you want. 1 person working, 2 people resting, and like I said, you can always swap in and out on the row, try and get your stronger athlete back for them, however you want to do it, okay? Dumbbell lunges, this could be either in the front rack or it can be hanging down below. It doesn't, it must be a step forwards, so a lunge step forwards, and knee to the ground, okay? You, like I said, whatever works best for you, so if you're gonna go up on the shoulders or down by the sides, you can take your pick. But it's 30 reps total, it's not 30 a leg, all right? So you can 15 a side, whatever like that, or obviously switch it out when you see fit. So you will get a score for the AMRAP, so the amount of rounds and reps you complete, as well as for a separate score, you will get your max calories on the row as well, okay? So yeah, try and work to your strengths for that one. Okay, on to the 4th workout then, kind of a chipper type workout. This is a 20-minute time cap, but it is the time. Basically, it's broken down into, you've got your double unders, separating the rounds. So for the guys, it's gonna be 150 double unders. For the girls, it's gonna be 100 double unders. And again, there's no single under option. So if you've got someone in your team, which you will, if you do double unders, they will have to do most of it. Or you could attempt and try to do some. And like I said, between those double unders, we got these rounds. So on the first round, the rep scheme would be 75, 50, 25. Okay, and it's the same thing. It's the wall balls, it's the down ups, and it is the pull ups on the first one. Okay. As for wall balls, the same standards apply. You know, it's the top target for guys, bottom target for girls. 9 kilo, 6 kilos. We've done it before. Down ups, chest and thighs, floor, stand tall at the top. Make sure you hit full extension. That's the only thing with down ups. And then on pull ups, again, any variation will count for this. So we're thinking this could be kip pull ups, butterfly, strict. You can even go underhand if you do want to jump in. If you think you can get a few of them out, that's fine. All we're looking for is making sure that your arms are extended at the bottom. So if you do go on hand, make sure obviously they're extended before you start the rep. And then you get your chin over the bar. So you can't like jump halfway and pull. It must be full extension at the bottom. Then you can get yourself so your chin is over the bar. All right. So for that to happen in that round, so the 75, 50, 25. So that is basically round 1. For round 1, for you to be able to get through the reps, you must have someone holding a D-ball, okay? This is gonna be a belly hold. So guys, gonna be a 60 kilo D-ball, ladies gonna be your 40 kilo D-ball. Again, and this doesn't have to be, you don't have to necessarily pick it up yourself. If someone wants to hand it over to you, you can do. But for you to be able to get through the chipper, get through the reps, you must have someone grasping the D-ball in a belly hold, so stood full extension, all right? So you can't have it on your lap or on here or on the shoulder. It must be out in front, squeezed in tight, held against the stomach, okay? Again, if you're rounding over or you're like leaning back like that, okay, it won't count. It must be full extension, nice and tight. For you to have the reps, that must happen, all right? The minute the D-ball goes down, and if you're still churning reps out, they will not count, all right? So just try and be smart about how you're gonna do that. But yeah, once that's done, once you've done your 25 pull-ups, then the D-ball can go down. We move back into double unders, and when we do the double unders, you don't need to do the hold. So they kind of just breaking up the rounds. When you go into round 2 then, it's 60, 40, 20. Similar sort of movement patterns, all right? You got wall balls, you got down ups again, and you got the hands down push-ups. So with these movement standards, the handstand push-ups then, so for guys, you're gonna do a flat red regional mat, all right? So literally a flat line, we get the red mats, your hands have to stay on the mats, okay? Head has to compress the mat, and you have to obviously go full extension at the top without your bum touching the wall at the top. The bum can touch the wall at the bottom, but not the top, okay? So full extension. Strict or kipping's fine. For the ladies, it's gonna be the same thing, except you're gonna have a ab mat. So just one ab mat instead of the flat regional mat. And again, you can split it up however you want. Same movement standards apply. It can be kipping, it can be strict. As long as your head compresses that ab mat and you lock out, we're good. However, for those reps to complete in round 2, so 60, 40, 20, to get those reps complete, you must do your bar hold. So this is literally going to be a hanging bar hold. You can go like mixed grip, you can go underhand, overhand, but you must hang from the rig under your own weight for those reps to be happening. Again, you can split this however you want, but one person will be working through this jipper, 2 people will be resting, and 1 person will be holding. So you want to obviously rotate around quite quickly and communicate, work to your strengths and so on. Again, once you've done your 20 handstand push-ups, the bar hold, whatever, can come off. You can all shake out and your double unders will commence. Once that set of double unders is complete, then you move on to the final round of 40, 30, 15. Again, wall balls, you've got down ups, and you've got D-ball shoulders to finish, D-ball cleans, right? So for those, obviously, who haven't done it before or have done it before, just a reminder, it's going to go from the floor to shoulder with control at the top. The hands will come away, show you've got control of the weight before it comes down, okay? You can do that in 1 motion or 2 motion ways of doing it. It's up to you, as long as it goes up to there and hand comes away at the top. Again, for you to get your reps on this final round, you must do a handstand hold. So this isn't a freestanding handstand hold, this is up against the wall, okay? So kind of as if you were finishing a handstand push-up. You can assist each other up into position. So maybe if you're not sure about if you can get into handstand, you can have literally people place you into position, as long as you can hold that handstand by yourself for the reps to count. If you come off the handstand, then again, you will not get the reps. You must have someone in that position before you can start and go on, okay? So from this whole competition, you obviously got your 4 workouts, but you're going to have scored for effectively 5 because that row. It's all about communication, working as a team. CrossFit's very good at making strong, resilient, robust people, but you're going to get a lot more out of it in life if you work as a team. And the whole point of this then is you're coming from all different ability levels and backgrounds, and you have to be able to work together to achieve the goal. And that's the whole purpose of this, you know, as well as being a bit of fun. That's the main one, all right? I don't think I've missed anything. However, if you think I have, feel free to post a comment below. Any questions, get them out now. Like I said, the more people can see it online, the more answers they can get for it, and it makes the brief tomorrow a little bit quicker, all right? And like I said, we do the brief at 7:30. I don't want it to take any more than 10 minutes, so we can get the first wave going at 8 o'clock, smashed out and through. I think the only final little detail is obviously when you come in, it's all going to be laned off. You will pretty much get, as your team, you will get like the 8 spaces, eight like grids for your team of 4, and that'll be all laned off. And anything in terms of warm-up area, you'll have like the weightlifting area, and you'll have upstairs. Obviously, if you are working upstairs, don't drop any of the weights, control them down. But it's not too barbell heavy, to be fair, besides the first one, all right? But yes. Any questions, queries, dramas, far and below? Other than that, guys, good luck tomorrow and I'll see you then. Cheers.